Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do the Izod test. First, let's familiar with the Izod tester. At the bottom of the tester, we have the fixture to install the sample. I'm going to place the sample into the mouth of the fixture and align the middle of the sample with the top surface of the fixture. Then screw the fixture tightly to hold the sample. On the upper left, we have the hammer connected with the swing arm, and it should be locked to the initial position before the test. After I release the lock, the hammer will swing down to the sample, breaks the sample, and keep swinging until it reaches the highest position, then swing back. As you can see, without any sample blocked, the hammer will reach the same height as the initial position. But with the sample on its way, energy will be absorbed during the impact, and the final height definitely will be lower than the initial position. Then we have the dial on the top to read the final results. Also, you can see there are four scales which have different measurement ranges. As you can see here, we have 2, 4, 8, and 16 feet-pounds maximum. And it depends on the weight added on the hammer. In our setting, the weight is 4 feet-pounds. That means we will read the second roll of the scales. On the dial, we also have a long hand or needle, which to point the final readings. There's a small dial can be revolved and it has a mark on it. From this angle we can see there's a small part has a vertical rod that can touch the horizontal rod connected with the hammer part. When the hammer swings, the small dial will follow the movement of the hammer, and it stops exactly where the maximum height the hammer swings. Lastly, we just align the mark of the long hand with the mark of the small dial. Then you can read the final result on the scale pointed by the long hand. Before the real test, there's one more thing, which is to find the error of the machine. We simply just spin the small dial clockwise to make the small mark downwards and release the hammer without any sample on its way. Then align the long hand with the mark of the small dial. Then from the reading, we will see it's not absolute zero. Here we have one increment error, which is 0.002 feet-pounds. Don't forget that we read the second roll of the scales. In the final results, we need to count this error, which means subtract this error from the final result. Now let's talk a little bit about the sample. This sample is made according to the ASTM D256. The V notch in the middle is to ensure the stress concentration. Four similar methods are presented in the testing standard, but mostly we use two of them. One is the notch facing to the striking edge of the hammer. The other method is the notch opposite to the striking edge of the hammer. The latter one is used to give an indication of the unnotched impact resistance of plastic. But the result by the reverse notch method may not always agree with the completely unnotched specimen. So commonly in our researches, we pick the first method, facing the notch to the striking edge of the hammer. Alright, finally we can run our test now. I will place the sample into the support anvil and screw it tightly. I will align the sample totally straight and in the center of the anvil. The valley of the notch should also be aligned with the top surface of the anvil. Alright, now we revolve the small dial to make the mark downwards, then release the hammer. Now let's align the mark of the long needle and the mark of the small dial to read the final result of the test. And again, don't forget to read the correct scale. In our case, it's the 4 feet pound one. And also, don't forget to subtract the error from the final result. Alright, that's the Izod test. Thank you for watching. Good luck.